everyone, and welcome back to yet another exciting episode of the MyZone Online School. My name is Maricel Stoffberg, and today we are going to be learning a lot of new things. We're going to be so smart at the end of this lesson. So just to remind you, before we do anything, we always need to sanitize our hands. So when we spray our sanitizer, we make sure to spread it everywhere. Don't forget your silly thumbs. People tend to forget about their thumbs. So when you're done, we air dry our hands, and now we are ready for our lessons. So just a reminder that this week we are focusing on not touching our faces. And I know sometimes there can be an itch or somewhere, but let's focus to not scratch. Let's do just this when there's an itch somewhere that you're not allowed to scratch. So now we're going to be checking in with week 2, lesson 3 for our pre-primary and grade 1 learners with teacher Priska.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, lesson 1, prepositions and directions.
Good day, welcome to MyZone Online School. My name is Priska Ogas. But before we go on with the lesson of today, I want us to remember what we did yesterday, what we talked about. It was number 2. I hope you still remember that. Now before we go on, I want us to sanitize our hands. And remember not to touch your face, not to touch your ears, your eyes, and your mouth. Make sure they are dry. Now, are you ready for our next lesson? Are you ready for our next lesson? Our next lesson is about similarities on page 14. Can you all go to page 14? Are you there? We have our friend here, and he's going to assist us with finding the same pictures. The first one has already been done for you. If you follow on the lines, you will see that the first one has been done for us. Now I will ask our friend to do it, and you can also do it at home by yourselves. I hope you are doing it. Now the next one. Can you do the next one as well? Find the same picture. Well done. And the next one. Well done. And the next one, which is the last one. Can you do that? Well done. I hope you've done the same. Does yours also look like this? Well done. Now we go on to our next lesson. Are you ready for our next lesson? Yes, I'm sure you are ready. Can you all turn to page 15? Here we have to copy the other half to match it so that it looks exactly like the one that is already done for us. I will help you with the first one. We have to draw the square, that is our eye. And we drew the eyebrows exactly like this one. The mouth, the arm, and our legs, which is like a triangle. Does it look the same? Yes, I'm sure it does. Now I want you to do the other two by yourselves. Can you do that? Now we go on to page 16. I'm sure you've done a great job at the previous one. Go to page 16. Are you there? Here we have to complete the picture. And I see we have 4 gingerbread boys over there. The first one, there's something that is missing. There is something that is missing. What is missing? Yes, the leg. Now take your pencil or your crayon and complete it. Complete the leg. Yes. Now go to the next one. What is missing? Yes, the arm. Can you complete it? Draw the arm. And the next one. Yes, again a leg. Draw the leg. The last one. Yes, of course, it's the head that is missing. Can you draw the head with the eyes and the mouth? I want you to do the rest by yourself. Can you do that? I'm sure you can do that. See what body parts or the head parts are missing. Are you ready for our next lesson? I'm sure you are. It's all about letter B. And it sounds like this. B. Are you ready for it? I want to show you how we write this letter. We start at the top, going down, going up again a little bit, and writing a big stomach. That is our letter B. Now I want you to go to your books and turn to page 17. Yes, go to page 17 and you will see the letter B. You will see when you put your finger at the dot and follow it down with the arrow, going down and around, you make your stomach. Now at the bottom, you will see blocks there. Can you see the blocks? And inside the blocks, you will see that the letter B has been written with dots. I want you to take your pencil or your crayon and follow and write it on the dots. Let's do it together. On the dotted lines, we go down and up again a little bit, and we make a round circle to form our letter B. Now I want you to write the same letter B in the squares and the blocks that have been provided. In the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Can you do the same for the next row? Are you there at the next row? Yes, I'm sure. Can you write letter B in the blocks that have been given there? Okay, I'm sure you've done it. Well done. Our next exercise and lesson is on page 18. Can you all go to page 18? Yes. Is this boy completed? No, he's half completed. So what I want you to do is, I want you to complete the boy fully. And our friend here is going to help us by drawing all the uncompleted lines. Can you do that for us? You should also start. And I want you to do this by yourself. Well done. I know you have done an excellent job. We have come to the end of our lesson, and I hope you have learned about letter B and similarities, same pictures. But before we close off, I want us to do something very important. Let us sanitize our hands and make sure that you don't touch your face, your ears, your nose. And let us say hi to Zoshi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Shashi. And Simon says don't touch your face, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth unless your hands are super clean. Bye!
Who thought learning about similarities and the letter B could be so fun? Thank you, Teacher Priska. Please remember, kids, be wise and don't forget those letter B's. So now we are moving on to our grade 2 and 3 learners for week 2, lesson 3 with Teacher Mudabeti. I hope you are as excited as I am about this lesson.
Good morning, learners. I hope you have enjoyed your play at home. Good morning, my friend. Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Mrs. Mudabeti. Our theme for this week is summer. Before we go into our topic for today, I would like us to sanitize our hands. Rub it through nicely behind and between the fingers. There you go, you have done it. Today's topic, we are going to look at lesson 3 of phonics and possessive nouns. Good morning, learners, once more again. Today we are going to look at that sound, the t and the h. When they come together like that in a word, it doesn't matter at the beginning of the word, in the middle, or at the end. It's still the same sound. So how do we pronounce that sound? We take our tongues out. Let's try and taking our tongues out. Can you do that with me? That is the sound. The t and the h together, we say, we take the tongues out. Okay, let me check with you if you have any word with you that you know that starts or in the middle or at the end is having the t and the h together. For example, my teeth. Teeth. There we go. We have the t and the h. It is where? At the end. Teeth. All right, let me look at another example again. This time it's at the beginning of the word. The t and the h. Can you try to read that word? You first sound. What is the word again? Thorn. It's a thorn. A thorn that sticks in your feet when you run outside of your yard. All right, so the sound is a t and a h for a. All right, now let's go together to page 15 for the exercise. We have the words which are in the box, in the first box there. Can we read together quickly those words? Try them at home, but I'm also going to just run through them for you. The first one is thin, thin, bath, bath, meth, thick, thorn, path, cloth, moth, third. All right, you can try it over and over and over for you to practice. Now let's go to our exercise and see which word best fits in the sentence to make it correct. Now we are going to complete our sentences which are given here with the words which are having the sound. So you check in your box there on top and you try to fill in and read it and see if it's correct for that sentence. The dog had a, look at the dog. What is the dog doing there? It's taking a, thank you very much. It's taking a bath. Thank you. You are really doing this. This is great. And the next one, you can do it alone. I'm just going to read the sentence for you. The rose has a, and the next sentence, there with an insect, it says the flies at night. What flies at night? Look at that type of insect and pick out its name and fill in the space there which is given. The last sentence, it says the man walked on the, find the correct word in the box there and fill it in correctly. We are going to move to the next exercise. This time we are going to have fun with the words that we have just learned. So you are going to pick out all the words which are having the t and the h sound. And we are going to do what with them? You have to color them out. All the words that are having the sound t and h sound, you have to color them out. Let's go to page 16 together. There we go. We have another easy exercise. I know it's very easy for you, but you have to enjoy it while at home. We have the words there. They are having the t and h sound. The words are they, this, think, though, thorn, thing. And we have got our sentences there. I would like you to fill in those words correctly in the sentences. Before you fill it in, don't just guess. You have to read the sentence and the clue will come into your mind to know which word can best fill the space there to make the sentence correct. Number one, I'm going to read for you only number one. The rest, I want you to practice reading and putting in the correct words. The first one, I'm sure would love to go to the park with me. Which word would best fit there when you think of those words which are there? And do the next one as well. Ouch! That just pricked me. What word do you think can go into the spaces which are provided correctly? All right, let's go through to page 17. Wow, we have a very beautiful exercise there, which is a very easy one. I like the pictures. Wow, they are so colorful. You are going to read the words which are on the left side in this left column. And once you have read the word, I'm sure you will come up with the picture of what that word means. So you are going to match, you are going to color in the picture for the word. For example, the first one is a lead. Which one is a lead here? You look at the first picture. Could that be a lead? Yes. The first one, is that a lead? Yes. The second one, do we have a lead there? Yes, I think that one is for the lead because the last one will be the log. So the lead, I'm going to color out the lead, the picture of the lead. So you do the same with all the others and you finish. Let's go to page 18. We are going to enjoy writing. On page 18, we are going to enjoy writing. We are going to trace through all the words which are given here, and then we write them on the other side. The first one is a P, E, and a T. You have to trace all through the dots. Trace nicely, and on the other side, you have to write it correctly without tracing. Now you have to practice your handwriting nicely there. Let's turn to page 19 for our next lesson. We are going to look at the possessive pronouns. What is a possessive pronoun? A possessive pronoun is the word that indicates the ownership of something, the ownership of anything. When something belongs to a certain person, it shows that that thing belongs to that person, and then we say what in English? Possessive pronoun. All right. Okay, now let's try the words which shows ownership. Which words are those that shows ownership? When we say something belongs to you, then that thing is yours. It's not mine, it's yours. When we say this pencil, for example, belongs to me, so we say in possessive, to show the possessive pronoun, we say it's mine. The pencil is mine. And when something belongs to him, we are going to say it is his. So those are the words that shows that something belongs to someone. All right, so now we are going to look at this exercise. Let's try and see when we read this sentence whether we are going to be able to fill in the correct pronoun, possessive pronoun. All right, let's start with the first one. Let's try it. Is this red bag? What possessive pronoun do you think it will go there? Check on your answers there. We have yours, mine, his, theirs, his, and ours. What do you think? What can we say? Is this red bag? I think it will be what? Yours. That is very correct. Is this red bag yours? The second question says this book belongs to Jen. And the other thing that you have to know when we are dealing with possessive pronouns, you first have to know the person that you are talking about. You have to identify them by their names. Is Jen a boy or Jen is a girl? So if Jen is a girl, so what possessive pronoun will best fit that sentence? This book belongs to Jen. Therefore, we are going to say it is hers. So the book belongs to Jen. So the book is hers. So try the others and finish them. I'm going to check with you tomorrow and see if you have done that correctly. Now we are going to continue to page 21. We are still on the possessive pronouns. Okay, let's check there. We have got our possessive pronouns there given, and we are still going to fill in the correct one again. So we read the sentence, and then you will know which possessive pronoun best fits into the statement, and you fill it in. Number one, this is Jen. This is book. So this is Jen. This is what book? Check the pronouns here. My, your, her, his, its, our, their. Remember, Jen is a name. It's a name of who? Of a girl. So we say This is Jen. This is her book. But when we come to number 2, what are we going to put in the line there correctly? This is Benny. Is Benny a girl or a boy? Now find out what possessive pronoun will best fit that statement. All right. Okay. We have come to the end of our lesson for today, but before we sanitize our hands, I would like to see and find out whether you still remember what we have learned. Remember what we have learned? We have learned about the t and the h sound. How do we sound it? It's a, we take out our tongues. And we have also enjoyed to write. Please do practice writing at home. Write as many words as you want. All right. Okay. Now, let us sanitize our hands before we call in Doshi. That's it. Rub in, rub out, and rub between your fingers. That's it. We can do that every time in order to take out the germs. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Shashi. And Simon says, don't touch your face, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth unless your hands are super clean. Bye!
Wow, thank you so much, Teacher Mudabeti. What an exciting lesson. We learned all about pronouns, and now you can be a pro with those pronouns. But now I am so excited because Teacher Namwandi will be next to teach our grade 4 and 5 learners for week 1, lesson 2 English. So get those books ready.
Good morning to all the Namibian learners out there. I'm back again. My name is Ngamendunge Namwandi and I'll be your English teacher for today. In my class, I have Chanel. Chanel, good morning and welcome back. I hope that you're ready for today's lesson. But before we do that, we are going to take our hand sanitizer, sanitize our hands, in and out, in between our fingers, straighten our arms just to see if we are practicing the social distance. Today's topic will be about abstract nouns and collective nouns. So I want you to look on the board. Shanae, look on the board. How does this dog feel? Well, as you can see, the dog is carrying the heart. So this dog feels love. Right. So today's lesson, we are going to talk about abstract noun. What is an abstract noun, Chanel? An abstract noun is something that we cannot see, touch. It is often a feeling or an emotion. What did I just say? I said an abstract noun, it is something that we cannot see, touch. It is often a feeling or an emotion. Now, in your books, Chanel, on page 16, we are going to look at the few examples of abstract nouns. Right. Now, the few examples of abstract nouns are anger, shock, sorrow, upset, pleasure, fear. Chanel, do you have some examples? I guess those are the few examples that we have for abstract nouns. Do you have any questions, Chanel? Okay, no question. We are going to move on to collective nouns. Chanel, what is a collective noun? A collective noun is a name we give to a group of people, a name we give to a group of animals, and a name we give to a group of objects. Now, we are going to look on our page, on page 16. You can see there are examples of collective nouns. Now, instead of saying the kitten and the kitten and the kitten and the kitten, we say a litter of kittens. Chanel, do you have few examples of collective nouns? Well, I have few examples of collective nouns. For example, a flight of stairs, a school of fish, a pride of lions. Let us look on our page 16 on the few examples of collective nouns. As you can see, it's written there. Here are some examples of collective nouns. I've already mentioned some, so you can see a forest of trees, a litter of puppies, a head of cattle, a bench of dough, a group of people. So those are the few examples of collective nouns. Chanel, do you have any question? No question. We have learnt about abstract nouns and collective nouns. Chanel, can you still remember what an abstract noun and the collective noun is? Yes, she can still remember what an abstract noun is and a collective noun. Before we finish with our lesson for today, I am going to leave you with an activity to do. On page 17, we are going to do activity 1 on abstract noun. Moving on to page 18. On page 18, we are going to do activity 2 on collective nouns. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to match the collective nouns to the phrases that should follow. Moving on to page 19, we are going to do activity 3. On activity 3, you are going to find the collective nouns in the sentences and underline them. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to find the collective nouns in the sentences and underline them. Moving on to activity 4. Activity 4 is abstract nouns. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to underline all the abstract nouns in the following sentence. On page 20, you'll have your memorandum for the activity I have given you. And on page 21, you'll have the last memorandum for the activity I have given you. I hope that you have listened attentively and that you are going to do your work. And please remember to always wash your hands. Chanel, we are going to take our hand sanitizer, sanitize our hands, rub them in and out, in between our fingers. There we go. Well, thank you, Chanel. Zoshi, where are you? There comes Zoshi. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye.
Look at us being all kapow with those nouns. Our grade 4 and 5 learners are so smart. But now we are going to be checking in with week 1, lesson 2 for our grade 5 learners with science. So teacher Ashela will be next.
Hello there and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Mr. Ashela and I'm joined here by my grade 5 learner. This week's theme is health education. But before we begin, I would like us to abide to the COVID-19's rules. We'll begin by sanitizing our hands. You must make sure that you rub the sanitizer thoroughly to your hand, around the thumb, and do the distance check. Make sure you're not touching the next person next to you. And today's lesson, we are still discussing community health. All right, grade 5. Let's turn to page 29. We will begin by going through our vocabulary check. I will start with patient. What is a patient? It says here, a person receiving or registered to receive medical treatment. Healthcare. What is healthcare? The organized provision of medical care to individuals or a community. What is immune? Resistant to a particular infection. Medical. Relating to the science or practice of medicine. Right, for this lesson, we are going to talk about PHC. I know you're sitting there wondering, what is PHC? Well, PHC stands for primary health care. So the P is for primary, the H is for health, the C is for care. Right. We are going to look at the roles of PHC, or the things that PHC provide us with. Says here, the main role of primary health care is to provide continuous and comprehensive care to the patients. The second point is, it also helps in making the patient available with the various social welfare and public health services initiated by concerned governing bodies and other organizations. What does this mean? It means that PHC is supposed to be provided by the government. Of course, we cannot build our own hospitals. We cannot have our own doctors at our house. You are lucky if your mom is a doctor, for instance. But this is the role of PHC, which means the government should provide us with the doctors, the nurses, the places like the hospitals, the clinics. That's what PHC stands for, or the role of PHC. Right. Who provides PHC? Like I said earlier, PHC is provided by the government, but the government doesn't come to us. It sends people like the nurses that come to school for immunization, or the doctors when you have a toothache, you go for the dentist. Those are part of the PHC. Right, let's turn to page 30. Here it says, make and carry out a plan to promote activities that will improve the health situation at home and at school and support the PHC system at the same time. Well, here, we are looking at the things that we can do as individuals to help promote health and prevent illnesses at home, right? What are these things? For instance, the first thing that we can do is get ourselves immunized, right? We get immunized against diseases. We should always make sure that our places are clean. That's why it says that we should throw away rubbish in dustbins or skip containers, not just out there because we are throwing it out. We should also make sure to to bury garden refuse, to practice eating healthy, exercise on a regular, bath every day, and keep your house and yard clean and tidy. Right. Okay, I spoke about immunize against diseases. So some kids out there sitting at home and wondering, what is immunize? Right. Here it says, explain the concept of immunization in simple terms. So I'm going to go through with you at home. I hope you are watching and really following. Right. Immunization is the process whereby a person is made immune or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of a vaccine. What does this mean? It means that you get an injection from a doctor or a nurse with a vaccine that will protect you from a certain disease. Like for instance, right now, we are sitting at homes in panic of the COVID-19 because we do not have a vaccine for it yet, right? So these are the things that are being spoken of. You see, if we don't get immunized, then we will be infecting others, we'll be spreading the disease, and a lot of people are dying, as you're seeing on the news, right? A vaccine will stimulate your body's own immune system to protect you from a certain disease, right? So what the vaccine does, they give you a certain, it's more like a medicine, yes, let's put it that way. It goes in your bloodstream, and then it helps your body fight against germs, bacteria, and viruses, right? Next point, yes. Explain why children should be immunized against common diseases when they are young, right? Here, when you are young, your body is growing, not just physically, also mentally, and your immune system is also growing. So it means the best time for you to get immunized is when you are a child, so that your immunity grows with you. That's why it's important to be immunized when you are young. Right, here the points are saying, immunization is a simple and effective way of protecting children from serious diseases. Diseases like polio, that's one of them to mention. It not only helps you protect individuals, it also helps the broader community by minimizing the spread of the disease, right? Vaccines work by triggering the immune system to fight against certain diseases, right? What does this mean? It means that if, for instance, let's say we get a vaccine for COVID right now, it means we will have to immunize from the earliest kids, from the youngest kids to the adults. They all need to get immunized to protect us, because then our bodies will all be made resistant to this disease. Right. Before we say goodbye, I would like us to turn to something fun. Let's go to our fun quiz time. We have 3 questions there that you can do on your own or with the help of your parents if they are around you, or your cousin, or simply whoever you have there. Right. Question 1. What is meant by PHC? Question 2. What is the role of PHC? Number 3. Explain immunization. Right. Now, with that in mind, let us still sanitize our hands, keeping our COVID regulations intact. Make sure that you rub all over your hand and do the distance drill all the time. Don't forget to wear your mask. And from us here in the studio, until next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
Who could not love science with a teacher as good as teacher Ashela? Look at us being all health-tastic, learning about health. So that is us for our lessons for today. So before I greet you, we're going to be watching a video of my friend Elizabeth Joseph, where she's speaking to one of the teachers about her experience throughout this entire project. But please remember to stay safe, be safe, remain happy, don't worry, everything will be okay. But in a while, crocodile, bye!
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Joseph and we are again in studio with another episode. So thank you so much for joining us here. To my left I have another guest, but before we do that, please allow us to just sanitize our hands, because during this time we need to be very, very vigilant, and we need to keep our hands sanitized and we need to keep our mask on at all time. So ma'am, can you please just introduce yourself to us and just tell us a bit about what it is that you have been doing here at our offices?
Okay, my name is Rusa and my surname is Kalepo. I'm a teacher from Olaf Palme Primary School. I usually teach grade 3 Oshindonga, and I'm here for translation from English to Oshindonga.
So you're translating the booklets that you guys have been doing here?
Yes, the booklet.
All right. So just tell me, what do you see for this booklet? What do you want it to achieve for the learners?
So we want the learners, for them not to really forget, even though the booklets, they are making the learners to be like busy, not to go play, and then when they are coming back coming back to school,
yeah.
They know.
Yes.
They are not forgetting, because the booklet, they are very useful.
All right. And do you just have a last message that you'd like to share with the viewers or with your students that might be watching you?
I want for them to be committed and do their work. They must do their work.
So that when you meet them again, they are on point. Yeah.
They know everything.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for being in studio with us, and thank you guys as well for joining us.
Okay, thank you.